Qualcomm has accused Apple of stealing modern chip designs and giving them to Intel in order to help Intel make cellular chips so that they can be used in iPhones at lower prices than those charged by Qualcomm. Apple started switching from Intel to Qualcomm modem chips in iPhones and other devices in 2011. Apple began switching back to Intel chips in some iPhone models in 2016, apparently to get lower prices despite the Intel chips' lower performance. Apple has wrongfully acquired, failed to protect, wrongfully used, wrongfully disclosed, and outright stolen Qualcomm's confidential information and trade secrets, and Apple used that stolen technology to divert Qualcomm's Apple-based business to Intel, says Qualcomm. The case was filed in California Superior Court for the country of San Diego. Qualcomm's original complaint accused Apple of violating a software agreement by refusing to let Qualcomm audit Apple's compliance with that agreement. Qualcomm suspected Apple of sharing trade secrets with Intel at the time, but the company said the lack of an audit hampered its ability to investigate the matter. Apple has responded to this by saying that Qualcomm has no evidence. In late August, Apple filed a motion to compel in the same case to get Qualcomm to show evidence for its allegations, since the company has continued to make claims, Apple said. To date, despite Qualcomm's repeated requests, Apple has refused to permit Qualcomm to complete an audit of Apple's compliance with the terms and conditions of the agreement, Qualcomm wrote. Also, discovery to date in this action indicates that Apple's theft of Qualcomm's protected information extends far beyond the breach that led to lawyers filing Qualcomm's amended complaint said. Qualcomm also pointed to an internet posting regarding Intel layoffs, which appears to have been by a former Intel engineer working on an Intel modern chipset. According to Qualcomm, the post stated, "We were told to ignore intellectual property rights while designing the modem. There was even a conspiracy to copy Qualcomm's technology by hints from Apple about the reference device." Qualcomm also stated that, on information and belief, Apple long ago devised a plan to improve the performance of non-Qualcomm chipset solutions, including Intel's, by stealing Qualcomm's technology and using it to establish a second source of chipsets in order to pressure Qualcomm in business negotiations over chipset supply and pricing, and ultimately to divert Qualcomm's Apple-based business to Intel, from which Apple could extract more favorable terms. Apple's illegal conduct was calculated and pervasive, particularly among its engineers working with Qualcomm and Intel chipsets. Apple has sued Qualcomm 2 times in 2017, stating that Qualcomm charged billions of dollars for patent rights for the technology they have nothing to do with, and the second time stating that alleging that Qualcomm chips infringe Apple patents. Apple asked Qualcomm to give them access to the source codes for the hardware to make them work in Apple devices. To get the code, Apple agreed to take a number of steps to ensure and maintain the confidentiality and security of Qualcomm software, including the source code, pursuant to the Master Software Agreement. Qualcomm states that Apple violated the terms of this agreement and a separate agreement that let Apple use Qualcomm software development tools. Qualcomm also states, after becoming aware of certain performance deficiencies with Intel's chipset solutions, the Apple engineers repeatedly accessed, used, and provided to Intel engineers Qualcomm software and confidential information, including source code, for the purpose of improving the performance of Intel's chipset solutions. Qualcomm said that Apple's covert misappropriation of Qualcomm's trade secrets and other protected information helped Intel partially close the technology gap between its own modern chips and Qualcomm.